My first question was, why did the book say Mrs. Rosen and Ellen's father instead of just saying Mr. Rosen? I thought that was kind of weird because it said...
That's very observant. I didn't even notice that. What page are you on?
88.
88.
Or the beginning of chapter 11. It said...
Where?
For Mrs. Rosen and a wool jacket for Ellen's father. So I was wondering if it wasn't like...
You know, sometimes when we're writing, we try to differentiate the way we're going to write things so that it's not the same thing over and over and the reader doesn't become boring. That would be my guess as to why they wrote it like that. You could inference that maybe her father has a different last name, but I don't think that's the case in this one. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, pick somebody.
Okay, so, I was, like, really, really worried when, the mom, when she saw the black bear, because at first I didn't think it was the mom. I thought it was a soldier that was just lying there, but because he knew that everybody was there.
You thought that maybe they got caught? Yeah.
And I thought they did, too.
You did?
Because I'm like, is he just sneaking up?
So where did you think the mom went if you thought that was a soldier?
I thought if it was a soldier, I thought she probably saw the soldier and ran the other way and hid that way. But
So you thought they were still hiding somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah, but then you kept reading and it was Mama. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that was good. Go ahead.
A little,
Nervous?
Yeah.
Me too when I was reading that part too. All right, Olivia, pick somebody.
On page 81, it says that, wait, where is it?
81.
81, she said.
Yeah. She could hear a sharp, low cry from Ellen, and then the sound of voices speaking softly.
Where are you?
On, like, this bottom of the second paragraph.
Third paragraph.
I know why.
Okay, I see you.
And I said, why did Ellen scream if it were her parents?
What do you think, Olivia?
Because she hasn't been with them for a while, because she's basically been spending the year with Anne Marie because her parents went.
Probably didn't write it.
It's only been a couple days, though.
Well,
It
yeah,
might
but
have been.
that's too far away to be away from your parents.
It might have been like she didn't know yet, or she couldn't see their faces. And maybe she thought she was getting in trouble with someone.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That makes sense to you? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I would think that she was just so excited to see him that she screamed out.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
Now, could any of those three scenarios work?
Yeah.
Absolutely, we all make good inferences.
All right, Katie, pick somebody.
I said, why did Uncle Henrik and Anne Marie's mom have to say someone died? Because, like, it just
Keep going.
It seemed like it was just really rude. Like, it seems like that was bad, and like if she like was crying a lot, and even though she didn't know him, she might like never seen him before, but they were in her family. Maybe.
So you think it was maybe a little drastic?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Like they could have made something else up? What do you guys think? Go ahead, Olivia.
I think that I was because they needed a reason to go to Uncle Henrik's instead of just leaving, because then the soldiers would get suspicious of them and thinking that they're Jewish, running away.
Good.
I have a different reason.
Go ahead, too.
My reason is because if they said that someone was dead, because when they said that they were blankets and stuff like that, you can't just say like we're just packing up to leave, because there's a lot of stuff in there.
Right.
A casket can hold a lot of things,
and people don't want to necessarily look inside a casket. Whereas, say, if you were carrying a bag, and they're like, "What's in your bag?" That's a lot less awkward for them to say, "I need to look in your bag," than look in your casket.
Yeah,
so it's a really good excuse for them to pack. Yeah. And do you guys remember why they didn't want to look in a casket? You know, Katie?
Because they were soldiers and they were.
What did they think?
And also because they didn't really care about her.
True.
And they're dead loved ones, and they also didn't want to get the sickness that could still been there.
Yes. Do you remember what the sickness was, Olivia?
It was
Starts with a T.
I know. I don't know.
Was it
Close,
typhus?
Taylor. Typhus. Yeah. So Mama said it's just a disease. We could look it up to get the exact meaning of it, but Mama said that the germs were so contagious. That's what the doctor had said. So if the soldiers would have opened up the casket, then they had fear that they were going to catch the same disease.
That's why the soldier slapped Mama.
That's right. And that's why, she was still willing to open the casket for them, but she made that excuse up so that it wasn't like, no, don't open the casket, because then wouldn't you become suspicious if that's what she did instead of speaking about the typhus? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Zach? Yeah. Okay, go ahead and pick somebody.
Oh yeah.
That was a good job, you guys.
Cause when everybody was sitting there, I kind of knew that nobody was kind of there because it was you were there to visit your loved ones. There would probably be a whole bunch of other people instead of 5.
Well, they said there was a lot of people there. That's one of the reasons that the soldiers became suspicious, because there were so many people gathering. Does that make sense? So what's your question with that?
The question was why would there be if there were a whole bunch of other people, why would there only be 3 they talked about?
Because I think in their faith it was only very close and immediate family that came to mourn the death of a family member. That's what I inferenced from it.
Yeah, there's only 6 and 1 baby.
Yeah.
And Ellen.
Yeah. So it's different from what we do, where we have everybody in the whole, community come and mourn.
Friends.
Right. So this was only close family, and I think that's why there were fewer people than what we're used to.
Or
Makes
maybe
sense.
just some people couldn't come because they lived farther away than some people did.
Could have been that.
They said they had to take a train.
Yeah.
That
Could have been either of those. Make sense? Okay. Pick somebody.
Another one was it was on page 83, where Mama told Anne Marie that she could go to bed if she wanted to. And I just said that if I was Anne Marie, I would probably want to stay up too.
Why would you want to stay up?
I would want to stay up probably because I wanted to know what would happen, who's in the casket, and
Well, at that
What would
point, does she know who's in the casket?
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, she does.
Wait, what?
no one's in the casket.
She went to the barn to talk to Uncle Henrik.
Right.
And then Uncle Henrik
Well,
said
yeah,
he was
but-
brave and
and
smart.
But they hadn't opened it.
But that's when she goes to talk to Uncle Henrik in the barn. That's when she becomes an adult there, a little more than being a child, because he trusts her enough to give that information. She's apprehensive that there is Aunt Birdie, and he says, you're correct, you got it right.
Yeah,
So he confides in her.
He didn't say that there wasn't going to be a body in there. He didn't know if it was going to be a person that they just made up a name for, or if it was nothing.
Nobody.
True. Good
I
point.
think she might want to stay up later because, first of all, if what Kay said, if she thought there was not Aunt Birdie but someone else, maybe she might have wanted to know who that was and if it was actually someone like her dad or something like that, since he was out of town and not with them. So
Good job, guys.
okay, not really a question, but it was kind of like a statement. Why
What page are you on?
would 85?
Okay.
Why would the officer slap the mother? Because I thought that was just kind of rude. But
This is kind of what we talked about a little bit.
because of the disease that she didn't want.
That's exactly why. So you answered your own question.
Yeah.
Because he's scared that he's going to catch those germs, which aren't really even there, right?
Which I thought that was kind of rude just to slap someone because.
But that's kind of how they were treating them. They weren't being very nice and
He's a
comforting.
soldier, so you can do whatever he wants.
He could have
Right.
just said, no, I don't want you to open this instead of slapping someone. But
He could have, but that wouldn't have been in character for him in this book. That's how I would treat you if it happened. However, I'm not a Nazi soldier. Does that make sense why he did it then? Okay. Go ahead, Taylor.
Anybody else have? You have one?
Why did everybody go in the woods?
Go ahead, Olivia.
Because there was a path in there to go to the to dock where Uncle Henrik's boat was, because they were gonna take everybody to Sweden, everybody who was like Jewish and stuff, and the family members, so they would be safe and free from the soldiers.
And do you know why they picked that specific path? Taylor.
Because the mother knew it very well. So, and she's like, I think it says in the book that, I know this path very well. I don't need light to go through it.
And
That's
it was
exactly
him.
right. That's exactly right. Because you don't want to take a new path when you're going without light. You're already nervous. You're already scared. You want to be comfortable with your surroundings.
Also, for this one, our 2 sticky notes, and then we also had to write 2 questions back.
Okay, let's see. Go ahead, Katie. Start us off with your questions.
Well, one of them wasn't a question, but
What do you have? Yeah, just read it for us.
well, the first one I put down was what do you think is in the bag that the round sack bag?
I was thinking that the whole time. I wanted to read to the end to find out. What do you think it is?
Like they said, it was probably food, like food and drinks, like those like space, the space food packets that you have.
Invented that yet.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
They hadn't
Because
even gone to
remember-
space yet. Yeah, I'm
Well,
pretty sure.
because remember, she hides the envelope under food. So I don't know if that would be it. It's a good thought because
think-
that's something they would need. What do you
I
think?
don't know what it would be, but I was just imagining it being like, maybe like, either like, I don't know, like an orange necklace, maybe?
Could be. I was thinking maybe it would be some money or instructions on what they are to do when they arrive. Did you guys think of that at all?
No, but that just makes sense.
No.
Well, and do you think a soldier, if you're carrying food, do you think a soldier would think there would be something at the bottom of it?
No.
I don't think so.
And if
Mostly-
there's something for the dog to smell, what smell's going to be there?
The food.
The food.
Just like what we're doing with the reading real
Because it's blocking off. Like, so for dogs, it's like the scent, and then for humans, if you just look in like a bag, what I would think would happen is, oh, it was on the top, that's all we got.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why they put it under the food. All right, Katie, pick somebody for your worksheet.
I said, why would they lie to Ellen? Because it's mostly about her safety and like her parents and their, like people, their family, basically.
Well, we talked about it a little bit, but it's a really good question. What do you think, Olivia?
They lied to protect her, so she wanted to feel scared about this because she didn't want to because she's not with her parents. So if they talk about her parents, she's probably going to get more scared about not being with them.
Right, because the less you know in this book is what the theme they keep coming across. The more protection you have, the braver you can be, the less you know. Because if you don't know it, you don't get nervous about lying to the soldier. Does that make sense?
Sometimes if you get nervous, you get red in the face,
Yeah.
or your stomach starts hurting and you grab your stomach kind of, or you get all sweaty and stuff like that. So that would be a sign like they're not telling you
Exactly.
something right.
That's exactly right. All right, pick somebody.
But if they don't know,
They won't have that issue telling them, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, because they truly don't know, so they're not lying.
And like Uncle Henrik said, it's better to not know as much, so you can. It's a lot easier. And
To
then
be
whenever
brave.
it's right for you to know, then you know.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is before we knew what was in the casket, but what did you guys think was in the casket?
I thought there was going to be a surprise for Marianne and Ellen because of what they have been through. I thought there was going to be a big surprise for them, but no, it didn't happen. So
It's a good thought. I kind of thought it was supplies all along.
I kind of thought it was a dead person.
I'm with you, Olivia.
that would be the
It's where
right
they
thing
belong.
to be putting in there. But
Yeah. Well, I read this when I was in school, so I kind of had a clue. Go ahead, Katie.
Well,